Hi everybody, welcome to my live. I'm on a minute early because I was very nervous again about getting on live since Facebook changed up how you go on live. So I had to give myself a couple extra minutes to make sure I wasn't going to mess it up. So I'm a little early. So let me just make sure I come up here real quick, which I think that's also changed because I'm not able to get on. Hold on. The way I used to either. So let's see. Okay, there I am. All right, how's everybody tonight? You guys, it's cold here, which is crazy. It has been, what, 100 degrees for like 4 months. I was driving home today and it was 67. I was cold all day at work. I'm not complaining. I like it hot. And everybody really loves this cool weather right now. Hi, Carol. So not complaining, but oh my gosh, it's cold. It was a little bit rainy. So quite the change for us. Still not really fall though. We're not going to see any fall leaves, but that's okay. All right. So how's everybody doing? I hope you guys are having a good start to the week. Things are going well over here. All right. Well, I'm going to get started even though well, it's 7 o'clock now. So I think I'm kind of on time right now. So the first thing I want to tell you guys about this week is the free shipping offer. I'm sure you guys have seen this already, but just as a reminder, the 9th through the 11th, so today is the 10th, so we have today and tomorrow to get free shipping on an order of $75 or more. So that is super exciting. Time to stock up. I know for me, I placed an order yesterday. Hi, Pam. I'm just opening a drawer over here. I placed an order yesterday. I'm thinking, do I want to place another one tomorrow just to stock up on like, you know, white cardstock, black cardstock, envelopes, stuff like that, that I use all the time, because what a great deal to get that extra 11% off, right? In addition, if you're a demonstrator, you already get the other discount too, so that's great. And two, I want to mention right off the bat with the free shipping. So last week's make and takes, last week, these are the cards we did. If you remember, we did pick of the patch. So we went through and did this set right here. And because of the free shipping offer, I've extended that if you want the make and takes for this set right here, you can get them through Wednesday, through the free shipping offer. And just a reminder of what the host code was for last week was 9S4NFAXA. So you can get that one, or you can get this week's host code, which I'll show you in a minute. So you pick, use whichever host code you want, get to whatever set you want, and take advantage of the free shipping because it's a great deal. Okay. Every week I do a share contest. So let us see. Last week, when I talked about it, I was talking about giving away this great set. This is the glow in the dark paper. Super fun for Halloween. Hi, Renee. And then this week, I was also giving away the glow-in-the-dark bats and ghosts, which is no longer available. It's not coming back, so this is no longer available. So our winner from last week was Lisa Sharkey. Lisa, congratulations. Thank you for sharing. And I want to thank everybody who shared. It really helps me get new viewers when you guys share, so I really appreciate it a lot. This week, I'm going to give away a couple of embellishments, and these are both not available right now. This one's coming back. This is the iridescent adhesive backed discs, and these are great. I love the colors. These will make great ornaments and, you know, great little embellishments on the card. So I have one packet of these I'm going to give away, and then I'm going to give another packet away of these ghosts and bats that are no longer available. All you have to do is share my video either on Facebook, either one of my 2 pages, or on YouTube, and then just write shared in the comments so I know you just shared. And thank you, everybody. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you sharing. Okay, let's turn the camera around and let's make some fun Halloween cards tonight. All right, let's see here. Okay, let me pull up. Oh, you guys, it looks like my video froze just like last week on my iPad. I wonder what's up with that, but I can still see your comments, so that's good. That's all I really need the iPad for, is to be able to see your comments while I'm working. Okay, I think we're in pretty good shape here. All right, tonight, you guys, we're going to do some more Halloween. And tonight we're going to do the Bag of Bones bundle, which is fun. Here are some of the catalog things that you can see, some of their ideas there. So we're going to be using that. And here are the projects that we're going to make. We're going to do this really cute little candy holder. This would be fun to give to office workers, bring to a teacher, bring to school. Really fun. This is an easy little project. We're going to do a little Halloween card that says Boo to You. Just a little happy Halloween card. We're going to do this No Bones About It card. No bones about it. You're a sweet friend. So that would be fun to send to somebody. And then for the people who you want to give treats to that maybe don't eat candy, maybe they want a little sanitizer. So I have this really fun little Halloween sanitizer and just a little holder to put that in. So those are the projects we're going to make. And we're going to start out with the first treat holder. You guys, here's the host code for this week. And this is for the Bag of Bones class, okay? It's G47GNCUU. Okay, Bag of Bones. This is kind of driving me crazy with the iPad because I can't see if I'm in frame either. Okay, all right. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining. Hello. Okay, here's the Bag of Bones. This is a really fun stamp set. It's got lots of different skeletons in it. It's got the dog, it's got the cat, and it has these miscellaneous arms and legs, so you can pose them however you want them. Really nice little sentiments in this set. This is the die set that goes with it. And you guys, there's 31 dies in here. That's crazy. But look at, you can cut out little bones. There's hats, all kinds of things. Stars, moons, fences. This is a really fun set. This is, to me, is kind of like a forever set for Halloween. Okay, so that's what we're using. Okay, so this first treat holder, this is kind of what I do when I design something. I just kind of sketch it out. I kind of measure how big I want things, and then I just kind of write it down, and then I know how to cut it, okay? So here is, excuse me, let me get a drink of water. I do not know how to get the iPad back working. Weird. Okay. All right, so here's our little pack. This is how it will come if you get the card kit this week. So, kind of different measurements. So our first measurements, this is 5.5 by 7.5. And so just to, let me put it this way and show you the different ways that we're going to score it. So on the long side, which is, this is the long side here, we're going to score it at 3 inches, right here, 3 inches, then 3.5 inches, 6.5 inches, and 7 inches. So all those lines go across that way. Then we're going to turn it this way, and at the short side, we're going to score it at 1/2 inch, okay? And then we're going to score it at 3.5 inches. No, we're not. I'm lying. Hold on. Let me get out my thing. Okay. So here we said, I'm just going to go through it just so you can visualize too, right? So we're scoring it at 3, then 3.5, then we're going to 6.5. Let me extend this a little bit. So 6.5 right here, and then 7, okay? Then we're going to flip it this way, and we're going to score it at 1/2. Then I'm going to flip it the other way, and at 3 inches, I'm going to take it and just score it right up to the line because I want this part right here to be long still. So I'm going to just take it and let me get my little scoring and just score it right up to here. And then I'm going to move it down, again, skipping the big part, and just score it the rest of the way across like that. And now we're going to be able to fold everything and cut our pieces. Okay. Let me move this out of the way and get out my bone folder. And I'm just going to score all the lines, or burnish them and fold them. Looks a little complicated at first sight, but it's not. It totally isn't. The 1/2 inch is the bottom part right here. Okay, so everything's been folded now, and we're going to do our cutting. So let me get out my scissors. So this is going to be the bottom. So we are going to cut. Let me put it this way because I want it to go this way. So I've got these 2 lines at the end. So I'm going to cut along all these lines on the bottom, right? Okay. Then I just want my tabs to be a little bit neater, so I'm just going to cut the corners off on this one and this one. Those off of there. And same thing on this one. I'm just going to cut the corners on that one. Okay. And then this one we don't need at all, so I'm just going to cut this off. Okay. Now, the other part I want to cut off is I want to save this piece long, like I said. So where we scored at the 3 inches, I'm just going to cut the rest of that off. Now, you could do that with your paper trimmer, or you can do it with the pair of scissors. I'm going to do it with the scissors. The paper trimmer makes it a little bit cleaner because this is the part that's going to show as the backdrop, right? So again, we just want this one piece to be really long because it's going to be the back of our little box. And the bottom is just going to be like half a box on the bottom. So I'm just cutting all these pieces off. Okay, that's what we have. This is what it looks like. Let me get these pieces out of the way. Let me show it to you in white too so you can see. This is maybe a little bit easier to see. We just cut it off here with the tabs. We have this little here. So what this is going to do is this is going to fold and make a little box like this at the bottom for us to put our candy in. And all these pieces down here are going to fold up. Okay, so let us do that. Okay, so I'm going to put some adhesive right here. And for the sake of time, I'm going to use... Did I get a new, let me see if I got a new, I know I ran out of this week. Okay, I'm going to use Seal Plus, just because it's nice and easy to use, and it holds really strong. Okay, so that's going to go across like this. You just line it up. Whoa, hold on. Okay. Now we just want to fold in these little tabs right here, and this one right here. Oh, I didn't score this one. Well, that makes it more difficult if I don't burnish it ahead of time. Okay, in this, and then, sorry, hold on, gotta get my little scrap off. Okay, let's run some across here. And fold it shut like that. Okay, now this is what we've got, right? We've got the big backdrop in the back, and we've got the little holder for our candy to go into. All right, and I was a little messy with my glue, but I think we're okay. Let me show you the candy that's going to go in here, because I thought it was really fun. This is the Breaking Bones Kit Kats, and they have the little skeletons on them, so I think they're really cute and perfect for this project. They have the little skeleton heads. So we're going to have those show. So those are going to go right in there. Okay. Other pieces you need for this project. You need some of the Designer Series paper, and we're using the Them Bones Designer Series paper. Let me get a full packet out so you can see what it looks like. This is super fun paper, very beautiful Halloween-y. We've used some of this in past projects already. These skeletons you can actually cut out with the die cut, right? And I'll show you that in a little bit. Nice patterns on the back, some tombstones, this nice chuck pattern, plaid pattern. These are the bones that we're going to use for this project. And then this is fun because you can just cut these out and you have a nice backdrop for your cards like that. So you could probably get, what, 1, 2, 3, 6 cards out of that, and it comes with 2 sheets. So nice paper, fun to play with. So this piece right here is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and we're just going to put this in the back right here. So let me get out some seal and just put it in place right here. Let me see, can you guys see that okay? It looks like you can see it okay. All right. Oh, Lois, hi, how are you? Good to see everybody. Thanks you guys for watching. Okay. The other piece we're going to use, this is going to be for our stamping. We're going to do some embossing. So this is going to be for our little skeleton guy. I also put another little piece of black in your kit to cut out these little bats with the die cuts. So there's these bats and these bats. And Let me see if I can find it on here to show you up close what the bats look like. So I think you cut out 3 bats at a time. And I know they're in here. Here they are. See, it cuts out 3 bats at a time. It's all attached as one, this die. So I cut out 2 for our projects. I'm going to use 4 on this and then save the other ones for something else. I just have a piece of basic gray cardstock, 2 3/4 by 1 3/4. And that'll be for the front, right on here. Then with the dies, I cut out the die cut that looks like a tombstone just out of basic white, and we're going to stamp on that. So I've got that. Let me move this aside, and let's do our stamping. Okay, so the first one we have is the Eat, Shriek, and Be Scary. I'm going to just use Memento to do that one. Super easy. I added some ink to my stamp pad, so it's kind of juicy in a couple places. I'm going to stamp this kind of at the top so I have room for the bats underneath. Okay, we've got that. Now we're going to do some embossing with our Mr. Bones, our little skeleton. When I'm using the skeleton stamp now, because it's a little bit bigger, I am using this mat, this little Stampin' Pierce mat, just to have a little bit on the background. It just a little bit of pressure, and I feel like it helps a little bit to get a nice clean image. So Versamark, let's ink this skeleton up in Versamark. Make sure we've got it all. Take our piece of basic black. It's hard to see the black on black, right? And we're just going to put him right in the middle, and I'm going to press down and make sure that I got all areas of this guy. And I think that looks pretty good. I know it's hard to see. Okay, and we're going to get out white embossing powder. You know what I should have done, which I didn't, is use my embossing buddy to make sure that I didn't get any little stragglers on there. So we'll see how that works out. Sometimes I forget to use it because I was in such a habit of never using it. So sometimes it's a little hard. Okay, that looks pretty good. There's our little Mr. Bones guy. So we're going to heat emboss now. So let me get my heat tool out. And I do like the look of the white against the black. It really makes him stand out. Make sure I got all the spots. Didn't miss anything. I think I missed a couple fingers. Okay, that came out pretty good. Let me hold it up a little bit closer. I can't see. All right, how's that? A little bit better? All right. Okay, so then the next thing we're gonna do is we would take out our die for the skeleton and just put it right in place over like this. Just run it through our little die cutting machine, and then we're going to get our skeleton all cut out. So let me grab, I've pre-done some things to keep us moving tonight. And here's what he looks like when he's cut out. So we've got that, we've got this. We need some of the bats that got cut out. Let me move this out of the way. I'm sure we're going to look at that again. All right, let me pull out some bats. I've got a lot of extra die cuts that I did in advance this week because sometimes I do a lot of the little ones in case I lose them or I want to add extra to things. So I did a bunch of them. Okay, so there's all our little bats, and I think we can start putting this guy together. Okay, I'm going to add a couple of dimensionals just to put, kind of keep the candy in place. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but I feel like it helps, especially if you have a bunch of them that you're taking somewhere so they're not kind of falling out all over. Plus, I want to make sure that my skull part is showing. So I'm just going to kind of place these in here with the dimensionals. Okay. All right, now let's add this guy. And I'm just going to use some liquid glue to put him on. So let me get that started here. And right up to about his neck. Hold on. And we'll do this arm over here. Okay. So he's just going to sit right like that. Almost like he's saying hi, right? I'm going to press that down for a minute. We'll use some dimensionals to put this on. See if I can hold that. Multitask. My nails are really long. It's my fault. I got a full set this week, and when they put the tips on, they always ask you, you know, how do you like this length? And I was like, oh yeah, that's great. And then later I was like, oh no, that's not cool. That is way too long. I can't type at work again, so that's not good. I'm going to cut part of this off. So probably about this much. I'm just going to snip off the bottom. And put that right here. And then we'll add some of these bats. So we're going to add 2 down here. Hold on, let me adjust my light. I feel like I'm having trouble with shadows tonight. And these are all upside down. Ugh. So we'll put one here. And then we'll pick up the other one. And put it right here. Okay, and then we'll put a couple up here. Then I'm just going to add a little bit of a ribbon after that. And I just went with just a plain silver ribbon. So these bats are great. If you have the glow in the dark, you could also use the glow in the dark bats, which would also be fun. Then you'd have a little glow in the dark treat. I didn't use them because like they're not available anymore. So, and you know, die cutting these black bats is a great alternative too. So you're making your own embellishments, right? Okay, hold on. I'm having a fight with this bat. Okay. All right, let's get our silver ribbon. This is from the Silver and Gold. This is in the online exclusive. And it's a silver and gold trim combo pack. See the trouble these nails are causing me this week. Ay, ay, ay. What was I thinking? All right, we'll use a glue dot. Trim that off. Put it away. Get my pin. All right, here we go. Right in the corner. Wait, I lost my glue dot. Hold on. Need tools to help. All right, there we go. So there's our cute little candy holder. That would be really fun to give out, wouldn't it? I could have put these a little bit lower. I think these are a little bit high. Let me move those just a little bit lower into our candy holder. There we go. That's better. All right, project number 1. Super easy, super fun to hand out. All right, let's go on to do this card. So this card, I saw this on Pinterest, not the card, but the technique. So And I can't remember, I was going to look up who it was because I wanted to give them credit. I can't remember who it was. But we've done this a million times, right, with this background in the clouds, but they used a darker color. So that's the part I'm casing, right, is the darker color. So let me get out our next pieces, and we're doing a lot of layering. So this is the set that I'm talking about, and you can see I have my pieces in here. This is the one that I use all the time because I usually do balmy blue when I do a background and have the little clouds in the sky. Now we're going to do darker today, and we're going to go ahead and use the Starry Sky. And hold on, let me try and get it from behind the camera. So let me pull that out. So all I've done, you guys, this is the basic borders dies. I've taken this one right here and I've just die cut it out of a piece of cardstock, just like that. And we're going to use this as our stencil. So let me get out a piece of paper to work off of. We're going to need a blending brush. Let me see this one right here. And our ink. Okay, the other thing we're going to use for this card, in addition to the bag of bones, is just this little square we're going to take right out of the Stylish Shapes dies right there. Okay, lots of pieces on this one. Some of it I've already die cut out for you, like I did the fence and the hat for everybody. Just to save you a little time on some of those die cuts. So we've got this little black one that I just talked about. We're going to stamp and emboss on that. Piece of Daffodil Delight, and that is to do the little crescent moon and the stars. That's in the set. You can die cut those out. Saved a couple of bats from the last project. This piece is going to be kind of our grassy area, but like the shadow of the grass, right? So all I did for this one was I took just a piece of basic black cardstock, and this was 4 3/4 by 1 1/2. And let me show you again. I like to show you all the little dies that I used for this. I might as well just take this out and keep it out, right? Okay, so for this one, it's got this cute little piece right here. And I've die cut this for you in your kits this week, but you have to run it across 3 times because as you can see, it's kind of short, right? So I just ran it across 3 times, 1, 2, 3 times to get our little shadow piece like that. Okay, stars and the moon, and we already did the bats. So I think we got it covered and the piece of fence. So Starry Sky background, 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. Our next layer is going to be Pecan Pie. And this is 5 1/4 by 4. I didn't put that. I'm looking to see if I even put that on the list. I'm not sure I put that on the list. Okay, so we're just making this like concentric rectangles. The next one after that is 5 by 3 3/4. So those will be our 3 layers. And then this is the thing that we're going to start building our background on. Now this is a little bit big right now, but I like to do it like that. And then I'm going to cut it down. So we will cut this down to the next size down as soon as we're finished with it. Another piece of basic black. This is what we're going to do our skeletons on when we stamp. Okay, so this card takes just a minute, but we're going to take our stencil. We're going to start at the top. I'm just going to hold this and I'm just going to kind of set it in place. I'm going to start over here because I want to put it in different places as we go. And I don't care if some of the places are really dark on here, if some are pretty light. I just think that adds kind of to like the spookiness of it. So I'm just going to go like that. And then I want to come across a little bit more on this first layer. Okay, then we're going to come down and we kind of want to stagger this, right? So now we're going to do another layer of the dark blue. And slide it over because this isn't really, I probably should have made a longer one and die cut it twice. It might have saved me a little bit of work, but that's okay. All right, and we're just going to keep going in different direction, space them out, kind of go over them, maybe not that dark so it looks a little better. And just keep making our spooky sky. And we're going to go down pretty far, almost to the bottom of this. And you can see the effect we're kind of getting here as we work our way down. I might be going a little dark on some of this, but that's okay. And I want to go all the way to the edge on these. So you can see how that's starting to look. Let's move over this way. And then we'll go down another one like this. And we're almost getting to the bottom, which is great. Can you guys see that? Let me move this up a little. And I want to make sure that I have enough room for the grass to cover it up. So I'm just going to go, I think, just one more layer right here. Whoops. And I don't want it to be exact. I could be more careful to get the clouds exact, but you can see how it's kind of darker and lighter, but I kind of think that adds to like the spookiness of it. All right, let me get this out and make sure that's going to work, that we've gone down far enough. And it looks like that's pretty good. Of course, we still have to cut it down, so we're going to do that, but I think we're good and we're done with this for now. All right, so we kind of have our night sky background. And let me get out a baby wipe because now I'm full of ink. All right, hi Nathan. All right, thanks you guys. Okay. All right, let me get this out of the way. We've got our background. Let's, before we put it together though, we need to do some more work, which is going to be more stamping. This we've already die cut. So let's do that. So we're going to do the same thing we just did, right? We're going to stamp and then emboss. So let me get out the Versamark. We're going to use the skeleton guy again. And again, I want to use this to make sure that we're getting a good stamped image. When the kids were little, we always had a big skeleton in the house. We put him in different places, and we called him Mr. Bones. That was when they were little. All right, skeleton. Here's the dog. Isn't the dog cute? So we'll do the dog right here. We need a cat. Equal time for the kitty cat. Put the cat right here. Okay, and then we want to do also our little piece that says boo to you. And then we're going to get everything all powdered up. So there's an alternative to this too. If you don't like to do all this embossing, you can just use the paper and cut it out, or you can just stamp and cut it out, which is what we're going to do on the next project. So lots of different ways you can go with this. I just kind of like the look of this. I think it looks awesome. So dog, cat. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Forgot to use the embossing buddy again. Fabulous. All right, this one I'm going to pick up with my little reverse tweezer. Hold on. Maybe. All right, I have just a little piece in here that I don't want here. Did I get rid of some of this right here? Without messing it up. It's too little of an area for a paintbrush, but all right, let's heat emboss these. Okie dokie. The dog's pretty cute, right? That was really good thinking when they did a dog and a cat skeleton too. They're both very cute. Okay, so I think we did a pretty good job with the embossing. We've got all our embossed pieces. Now we will go ahead and take, die cut all these out. All right, and I've done those also in advance. So let me put this away. I think we're done embossing for tonight. So let me get all these pieces out that I've pre-done. So we need another skeleton. We need the doggy. Let me find the cat. Okay. Then we've got our moon that we cut out of Daffodil Delight and a bunch of the little stars. I actually, because it's all in one, I cut out about a gazillion moons too, which I don't know what I'm going to do with all those moons. But and then we've got an extra bat from the last card where we cut that out. So let me get some of these stars out. If I can get them out. Bunch of them. Here's some more. Lots of stars we can play with. Okay. Looks good. All right, lots of little pieces for us to play with. All right, let's start putting it together. We need to cut this white piece down, and we're going to cut this, I think it's 4 3/4. Yep, and by 3 1/2. Wait, is that 3 1/2? 3 1/2. All right, so let us cut that down. Pick your favorite part to cut down. I know we're good at the bottom, so we don't have to worry about that. So I'm going to cut off some of this really dark part up here. So 3 1/2 this way, 4 3/4. All right, there we go. So we've got that set. Let's add our grass shadow to the bottom. And put that in place. Look, I've got white powder everywhere. Okay, now we've got our background completed. Let's do our layering next. I added a little bit of pecan pie just because we're doing the fence and the little cowboy hat in pecan pie, so I wanted to add a little bit more on the card too to kind of tie everything together. This is just plain old basic black. All right, a lot of layers here, right? This is kind of a thick card. Okay, that looks pretty good for our background. All right, the rest is easy. Let's get our fence and put that in place with just a little bit of glue. Hi, Donna. All right, here we go. I should start getting out my little glue thing again that I used to use, my little glue pen, because it works pretty good. But I am getting a little better with this. Just a little bit with the liquid glue. All right. This can go right here. And then we're going to pop up our little skeleton, guys. So let me flip all these over. Whoa, not that one. And we'll do the best we can to get some of these dimensionals on there. There's not a whole lot of room for big ones, right? So we can do this one here and this one here. And I think we got to get out our minis. Now, do you guys have black dimensionals? You can. This is also a great project to use the black ones for. If we wanted to do that. But I think I can do a pretty good job of hiding the white ones. So I'm going to put one on his hand. Although maybe I should be using the black ones in case some of it shows through or shows through on the side. Let me pull out my black ones because I don't use them that often. Here we go. Might as well use the right thing that I have, right? All right, there's our little doggy. We'll just put 2 on the cat. And then I think for the feet, I'm just going to cut one in half because I want to kind of anchor the feet down too. So I'm just going to cut a mini in half and put those on. Very, very small. Keep putting my arm in front of the light so I'm getting a shadow. Okay, let's take these off. And this guy's going to go right here. The dog's going to be jumping up next to him. He wants to have fun too. And the cat's just going to hang out on the fence. And whoops, get back on there. Right like that. Okay, now we want to do a little bit more with our background. Let's put the Boo to You on. Just at an angle right there. Now we just want to add our moon. Because the night sky needs a little bit of a moon, right? We could have done a full moon too. There's not a circle in here, but we all have circles, right? But I like the crescent moon. I think it looks cool. All right, now I'm just going to add some dots so we can just add some stars and the bat. And a couple, one here, one there. And let me get you my take your pick. Let's put this bat right here flying around. And then just put all these little stars on. A little too much glue. A little extra glue right there. So we got to put a star there since we got the extra glue there. That'll all dry clear, so I'm not too worried about it. We need little glow-in-the-dark stars, right? Or you could, again, use the glow-in-the-dark bats on this background here. That would be pretty cool looking. I love a good glow-in-the-dark card. Okay, then since we're in Texas, we're adding a cowboy hat. Because why not? And then I got a little bit crazy and I decided, well, that's nice. It's plain. You could leave it plain like that if you want. Or you could add a few gems to it. And I like these sparkle gems, especially because there's nice black ones. So we'll just add a few gems to the hat. If I have a cowboy hat, I want gems on it. Whoops. Trying to put this on when my glue's not dry for the hat. Okay, so then on the inside, hold on. Put this on so it's not covering the eyes. I'll let that dry for a second. Okay, on the inside, all I did was take a piece of 5 1/4 by 4 basic white, took some Starry Sky, and just did the Happy Halloween from the set. Just stamped that right here. Then we'll just put that on the inside and our card will be finished. All right. Easy card, right? With a little bit of a Texas flair to it. Okay, you guys, that's our second card. All right, let's make our next card. We'll do the next card next. This is an easy card, just a little bit of a fun fold. And it says, no bones about it, you're a sweet friend. We have the little puppy again. Really cute, right? No embossing, just stamping this time, so that's going to be much easier. All right. Here are our pieces for this. We didn't add anything extra to this. But here's our pieces for everything. Okay, this is what we're going to use to do our stamping, I think. Yes, this is what we're going to do our stamping on. Okay, so these are our pieces for the card. So we have our basic black cardstock. This is 8.5 by 4 1/4, and we scored it at 3 inches. So 3 inches in, and we're scoring it. So it's going to come up like this. All right, and that's going to work just like that. Okay, kind of a half card. Then for the other part, I have 8 inches by 3 inches and scored in the middle at 4 inches. So we'll fold this one up. So we've done this fun fold before, but in the past we've done it sideways, right? So we've done it like this before, where it opens like this and like this. So we're just doing it this way this time, like that. Super easy, right? Okay, so let's put our orange pieces, more of Them Bones Designer Series paper. And this is 5 1/4 by 4. This is gonna go in this part right here. So we'll just adhere that quickly. Make sure our bats are right side up. So that's the backdrop. And then we want a piece on this piece right here. And this one is 3 3/4. No, this is 4 inches by 2 3/4. So 4 across, just like this one. And this is 2 3/4 down. I have a bunch of measurements for those because we're using another piece of this Designer Series paper too on this card. Okay, so this is kind of like the outer part of the card. All right, now we're going to work on the inner part of this card, and this is going to open this way. So on the inside, we're going to do a little bit of stamping. We have our label we're going to stamp on, so we're going to stamp on all 3 of these things. Okay, we'll do that next. But let me just finish showing you the pieces. So this is more of that Them Bones Designer Series paper, and this is the one that's 3 3/4 by 2 3/4. And this is 3 3/4 by 2 3/4. It's going to go on the inside of the card, so same size. Then we cut out this little crypt looking thing and the tombstone thing, which is the inside of here, right? So in basic gray and basic black for our skeleton's backdrop. Okay, so let me get out my things to stamp with. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is our Mr. Bones again. So let me clean off my stamp, and we're going to do him in pumpkin pie this time. I'm making a big mess tonight. So we will ink him up in pumpkin pie, and then we're going to do the dog in pumpkin pie too again. So let me put this guy down first. And it's nice that you can see through it, so I can make sure that I've gotten all the parts settled down. So that came out pretty good. Now we need to do the dog. So let me clean the Versamark off of my stamp and get him inked up in orange. I did orange, right? Yep, I did. Okay. Then the other piece that we want to do is we want to stamp this little flower image, because that's going to go in the dog's mouth. So we're going to do that in Memento. Okay. Oh, hey, Monica. Thank you. I was just thinking about you and your birthday. All right, so I just did that in Memento. And then I just took a little bit of a sweet sorbet blend. You could use anything you want, just to kind of make our flower pink like that. And that's kind of a nice bright pink for our flower. Okay, going to die cut these out, which I've done again already. Super easy. Here's the dog. And let me get the flower. There's a little die cut for the flower too. So we've got those pieces right here. Now we're going to stamp our sentiments. Okay, so we're using one stamp for this. It says, "No bones about it, you're a sweet friend." But we want to put these, do these separately, okay? So we want the "No bones about it" to go on this little piece that I used from the Stylish Shapes dies. So I'm going to tape this off with some Post-it tape and use the Memento and ink it up. Let me move this up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. All right, so I've got it inked up. I'm going to pull the Post-it tape off, and then I'm going to do that right in the middle of this sentiment label. So now we have the first part of the sentiment finished. Now I'm going to clean it off, and we're going to do the second part on the inside of the card. So same technique. We'll let this dry off for 1 second. More Post-it tape. Obviously, this time we're going to tape off this part, and I want to make sure I don't get any, I don't want to cover up too much because these stick up just a little bit. Okay, can you see how I did that? Make sure that looks good, because I don't want any extra pieces. I think that looks pretty good. Let's see. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Let's give it a try. Ink it up, pull this off. I think that looks pretty good. It might be a little juicy with my ink pad, so I don't want to press too hard. Okay, you're a sweet friend. Okay. All right, I think we're done stamping. So we might as well finish off the inside first. I'm just going to take scissors and cut inside the dog's mouth like this. And then add a dot of glue so we can have the dog holding the flower. Like that. And then we'll get some dimensionals. And let me get the minis out. I'm going to try and put one to further help hold it right here. And a couple more to hold the dog in place. And we'll just put that on the inside. You know what? I don't really want that to pop up. I'm lying. No dimensionals. Let's take those off, because it's going to make the inside a little bit too high, right? So we don't want the dimensionals. We want some glue. I can't see on my iPad if I'm too low on the screen. Are you able to see what I'm doing? I think part of the problem with the shadow tonight is I'm not used to it being dark in here like this. It's pretty dark because of the rain, and of course it's getting darker earlier. All right, come on, little guy. There we go, just like that. Okay, that's going to be the inside. All right, let's do the outside. We're going to take our piece of designer series paper. Let me get rid of this out of the way. All right, in the middle, of course. Then we're going to take the inside of the crypt, our little shadow. What do you call it? Is that a crypt, you guys? I don't know. I don't know what you call it. That's just what I'm calling it. Like that, and we'll pop this up. These nails are killing me. What's it going to be like next week when they grow out even more? All right, a little bit off to the left because I want enough room for our skeleton, who I'm also just going to glue on top. And not the hand. I think this hand that's sticking up, I'm going to put a little bit of a mini dimensional so it matches and kind of sticks to what we're doing. So let me pull and put that there. Whoops. Come on. So he's just going to kind of look cute, like he's just coming out. Okay, now we're just going to take some adhesive on the back of the little card and put it right smack in the middle of this card. Well, maybe down a little bit because we do have a sentiment to put up top. So we'll put it like right about here. Okay, just like that. Now let's pop this up too. And I probably could have got this a little bit tighter so it doesn't flip up as much. No bones about it for the top. All right, we need a few embellishments, so let's get out some more of those gems. And just add a few for some sparkle. I've got some big ones, small one. And then we're just going to add a little bit of ribbon just to finish it off. And we're going to use the black and white gingham ribbon that we do use quite often. And we're just going to do a bow. Super easy, super simple. That is not the best bow ever, is it? I don't know if I can get that straightened out or if I'm going to have to start over. I think I kind of saved it a little bit. All right. All right, there we go. We're about to be done with this card. And we'll kind of put it sideways right here. Okay, we finished it off, right? We're done with this one. There we go, no bones about it. You're a sweet friend. Okay, that's our other Halloween card. I think now we're ready for another little treat holder. So this time, now I got this idea. I cased this from my friend Deborah Harrison. She's also my upline, and she had one of these that she did a very long time ago. That's kind of what I based it off of, right? So this is from Bath and Body. It's just the little pocket back, and it says Ghoul Friend, and you got the cute little skeletons on it again. It's a nice purple color. So we're kind of going to use a little bit of purple with this, and we've got our little Mr. Bones here with his top hat and tie and his little, what would you call that, staff or cane, whatever it is. Anyway, this is a good little treat if you have people who don't eat, they're on a diet, diabetics, whatever. This is a nice little office gift too, or for the teacher. Teachers always need hand sanitizer, right? Okay, so this is super easy to make. Let me get out the pieces for this. All right, so here's the measurements, my beautiful hand-drawn measurements for this. And this is what I measured it at. So we're gonna start out with a piece of basic black that's 4 3/4 by 3 3/4. Here's our pieces here. Okay. And then we're going to score it at 1 and 1, right? So it's going to get scored at 1 and then 2 inches this way. And then on the other side, it's going to get also scored at 1 and 1. So super easy, 1 on each side. Then the part that we did was I measured it, and it's 2 inches from the top to the side. So when it was a rectangle, when it was a rectangle, we scored it at 1 and 2, right? At the 3, I put a little mark, okay? And then I went to the top of this score line, and I just cut across on both sides, just like that. You want me to show you guys? I might as well just show you. Hold on, let me get a piece of black, and I'll show you guys real quick. We just need 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. So 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. Okay, so this is the piece that we're starting with. And then we're going to score it at 1 inch on the one side and 2 inches. Whoa. Ugh. Don't you hate when that happens? I try not to do that too often. I probably should keep this at the bottom instead of the top. So let's go back. 3 3/4 by 4 3/4. I'll try not to do that again. Okay, 1 inch here, 2 inches, okay, and then on both sides, 1 inch on each side. And I'm using this part on the right. Okay, that's it. Just 4 1 inch squares, right? So we've got that like that. Super easy. Now, what I said was we take it right here and we do another inch and we're gonna mark it. And I think I left my pencil on the other side of the room, but I've got a pen. So I'm just gonna mark right here and right here, 1 more inch up. Then I'm just gonna take it in my paper trimmer and I'm just gonna go take my 1 inch mark and line it up with the score right here. And this time cut it, right? So I've got my angles and do the other one here. And my 1 inch mark is right here. I know it's hard to see black on black. And cut the corner that way, okay? Super easy, just like that. All right, then let's fold on all our 1 inch marks. And there's only 4 of them. So 1 inch this way, 1 inch this way. Okay, now it's all burnished, right? And we're all set to do a little bit of cutting. So we want to cut on the sides this time. So we're going to cut just to the first line on this side, flip it around on this side. Okay, I'm going to cut the corners on the middle pieces, just like this. And then if you want to, you can keep them like that. It's up to you if you want to keep them like that. So what's going to happen is this is going to fold like this, right? So these are going to come in, which is fine. You can keep it like that, or if you want to cut off a little bit of this, you can. And that's what I did in the white. I cut off just a little bit right like that, okay? But anyway, let's put this together. These are going to be on the inside. So we'll add a little bit of glue to these. Okay. And I'm going to put this part together first right here, because I want the finished edge on the outside and the front. Okay. So I'm just going to hold that for a minute, put this one in, make sure it's nice and flat and square on the ground, on the bottom, and just hold that for a minute so you can see what I've done so far. I've just created that. Now I'm going to do a little bit of adhesive here and here and just fold the front just like that. So now we have a nice finished edge on the front. Okay, just like that. So now we've created our little box. Let me just hold it for a minute. Okay, so other pieces, and I feel like I'm just a little bit crooked. I probably did a terrible job of gluing that. Let me see if I can straighten that out a little bit, because I didn't make this part completely square. Hold on. I'm just straightening it out so it's square. I had it too far away from me. I couldn't really see it too well. Okay, that's better. It's a little bit more square. Okay, so pieces, little designer series paper, this time with the bats pattern right here. And this, excuse me, is 2.5 by 1 5/8. That's just going to be in the background. As long as I got the glue, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the back. So that's going to kind of be the backdrop right here. So that looks nice. Okay, this is going to be for our Mr. Bones to stamp. This, I just gave you this extra piece to cut out the top hat and the cane and the bow tie, and we still have 1 bat left over from the first one, but you can cut another bat if you want. So we have those little pieces, and then we have this from the Stylish Shapes. This is basic gray label. All right, so let's do some stamping. Memento first. We're going to use Glue to You again. And I'm going to just do it pretty close to this side right here. All right, and then we're going to do Mr. Bones in Gorgeous Grape this time. So let me clean that off. Now, I did want to tell you guys, so if you don't want to just do, this is the whole guy, right? You could piece together with the other pieces and make the arms and legs any way you want with the stamp. The other thing you can do is just cut out this one I just cut out from that designer series paper using the dies. So you can see I cut out a dog, a cat, and the skeleton. And let me pull back this card. So if you don't like to emboss, you can just cut these out, and I'll just show you. You get a little bit cleaner of a looking finish with these pieces when they're cut out as opposed to doing the embossing. So you can kind of see what that would look like if you were just cutting them out of the paper, right? Which may be easier. So that's an alternative too that you can use. Okay, let's do him in Gorgeous Grape. Let me get back my mat so I don't mess up the last piece. Press him down. That looks pretty good in the purple. And then cut him out, right? Use the die cut, cut the little guy out. Okay, super easy. Let's put this last piece together. So we want this to sit about right here. So I'm going to cut off some of the label just with a pair of scissors right here. And then I can go ahead and put that on. So it's going to stick out right on the side there. This is probably a little bit long. Let me take off just a little bit more. Okay, I've got little pieces of adhesive all over me. Okay, just like that. We cut out our Mr. Bones in purple. And we're going to just put him kind of sticking up like that. Let's put his pieces on first, though. We need his hat. So we've got a top hat. We've got this little cane or whatever, walking stick. And we need a bow tie and a bat. So hold on while I dig for a minute into my die cuts. Bat. And these bow ties are really, really little. I can barely get that picked up. All right. So let's put this part together before we put him on. Hat. This is really tough getting this glue on, right? And I want this to go on his hand, kind of sticking up this way. So he's kind of holding it like this. And then the bow tie is going right here. I need to figure out by next week what is going on with my iPad freezing like that. Is it something I'm hitting? Because it's weird that it's 2 weeks in a row. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's glue him on to the front. And we can do the arm, but not the head or the top arm. So right about like that. And then we're just going to cut off the part that's sticking off the bottom, just like that. We'll add a little bat. Just like that. Put them back over there. Okay, and then we'll add our sanitizer. And that's it. That's the last project. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me just bring back, kind of clean up my mess a little bit. I've made a huge mess. All right, and show you what we've done. We started out with a treat, right? This cute little treat. Do you guys send treats to people? I mean, I know everybody gives out candy, right, at Halloween, but do you ever bring stuff to work or to school? Does anybody send Halloween cards to their friends? All right, those cards. We did these cards, and then we did our cute little holders. I'm not sure Thank you, guys. I'm not sure what we're doing next week, but let me just go over a couple of quick things with you. I told you about the free shipping, so don't forget about that. I have the project measurement and supply sheet if you need one. It'll go in the email tomorrow if you're part of my email list, or you can just email me. I'll be happy to send it to you. Remember, if you want to join Stampin' Up, 35% off or 35% more. This is a great deal right now. If you like getting a discount, this is for you. This is fabulous. I'll have more information in my email about that. Remember, the new online exclusives will be coming November 7th for customers. I should be getting these in a couple of days. I ordered them, so I'm excited to get them. Today's the last time for this paper pumpkin. If you like paper pumpkin and you want to subscribe, this is going to be a really cute set with these little holiday houses, okay? So today's the last day. Tomorrow we'll find out what the new paper pumpkin is going to be next. This is sitting downstairs in a box that came today, and I can't wait to pull it apart and start playing with this rustic Christmas countdown kit, so a little advent calendar. So I'm super anxious to play with this. I think it's going to be super fun. Remember too, if you place an order with me of $35 or more, you'll get the Sweet Stampin' Friends tutorial, 10 projects. This is my card. This is my friend Deborah's card that she made. Lots of cute fall projects if you're interested. All right, you guys, I hope you have a great week. Thank you again for watching, and enjoy, you guys. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.